What's up, everybody? The NFL season is winding down. We've got 4 teams left in the playoff tournament, and it's going to be a crazy weekend. We just got done with a pretty good weekend of football. Welcome back to the BallGame podcast. I am Tom, joined by my 2 co-hosts.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
You sit there with your mouth open
I did the whole time.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye. It threw me off.
So every podcast, I typically do a face at the camera while you do your intro.
Just now noticing?
Yeah, you just now noticed.
That's good. That's good.
It's a little Easter egg for
all right, we got a good episode for you guys here today. We are going to predict some football, talk some off-season moves, things like that. We'll get into it all. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I'm doing solid.
All right.
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about some football, man. Some playoff football.
Yeah.
This weekend definitely made up for last weekend.
Yeah.
I will say that much.
That's fair.
3 great games and only 1 blowout. I mean, and that one was good for a half. So.
Matt's got to hit up that Aaron Rodgers treatment center, dealing with that.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm sad as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to be popping so many painkillers.
We had to hide a bottle of Oxy. It was just sitting on the table out here. No, I'm kidding.
Immense, like copious amounts of pain today, but it is what it is, man. Like, we power through.
Oh, Sleazy, we are doing our best, all right? Said dang, y'all took long enough. Jesus. First of all, you said dang in 2024. It's kind of crazy.
Bro, only 9 minutes late, bro. We're not even that late.
I don't know why you always got to have beef with us so Sleazy.
But then he complimented Chris's legs, so I guess he made up for it.
Oh, he did?
Said your legs look huge.
Hey, my boy's got massive-ass legs. And a big third leg, too.
Wow, okay. Alrighty, and with that, we are going to get right into everything.
Speaking
here.
Of guys with big third legs.
Oh boy,
Patrick motherfucking
Mahomes does have a large third leg. I can't confirm, but I can speculate.
And Isaiah Pacheco, that man's got a big one too.
Yeah. That's the first game we'll start with here. The Chiefs beat.
Are we sure about that?
Jesus.
How are we confirming that?
Jesus. We just started, guys. It's not even like that hour yet, you know. It's not even the witching hour. Oh yeah, it's the drugs. My bad.
Sorry.
So the Chiefs beat the Bills once again, 27-24. This game lived up to everything we thought it would be. Maybe not as high scoring as their matchups in the past, but still a great game nonetheless. At least the second half was phenomenal. I mean, you really didn't know who was going to come away with it. I feel like there's a lot to take away from this, like to talk about in this game, because it could have been a completely different result just like that. Like it was crazy. A lot of Josh Allen hate out there, a lot of Stephon Diggs hate out there, a lot of Bills hate out there. A lot of Chiefs hate too. People are just mad that the Chiefs are good. Like I personally love it. I love watching Patrick Mahomes do great things. And I love watching great players be great. So I'm not dynasties. I'm not here for all the Chiefs hate. If they go and win another Super Bowl this year, I'm not mad at it.
So as someone who was a fan of the Buffalo Bills, like not outright a fan, but like enjoying. I support the Bills. I will say one thing: I do enjoy greatness.
Right.
I enjoy greatness, and Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs is greatness personified.
Yes.
So honestly, I'm not mad about it. I was definitely a little upset. The night of, I was in like legitimate pain, so I can only imagine what the people in Buffalo were feeling. Like my heart like broke. I was heartbroken, and I'm not even a Bills fan. So it sucked, but at the same time, like as I said, I'm watching a real life dynasty right now. Another one. We've been super lucky to witness a bunch of dynasties so far in our lives.
Got one right there.
I am wearing one right now. Like that, this is a football dynasty, like the second one that we've gotten the chance to witness. We've seen basketball dynasties with the Golden State Warriors to this point and the San Antonio Spurs. So, I mean, look, we're super lucky, and I just love watching greatness. Pat Mahomes is so damn special, man. Like this was a sick performance, but not even just that. I don't want to only give the credit to him. The entire offense was firing on all cylinders. Like you had MVS who came alive. Travis Kelce looked young again. Mecole Hardman almost cost you the game.
He did something.
Yeah. He almost lost you the game.
Yeah, he did.
The offensive line was awesome for the Chiefs. Their pass pro was insane in this game. Their run blocking was ridiculous, and Isaiah Pacheco just runs like a fucking maniac.
Yeah. I said it. I know it gets said a lot that Pacheco runs angry, but he doesn't even just run angry. He runs like he's trying to put holes in the turf. I don't know how else to explain. Like he is stomping And I don't know how you move that fast and that quickly, but that powerfully. It's
Yeah, it's
something
ridiculous.
to watch.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, this Chiefs offense, man, it's special. And outside of that, they got timely stops. So the defense came up big when they really needed to. That's about all I'm really gonna say for now on the Kansas City side. So, Chris, what you got?
I mean, that was just greatness. We're watching arguably the greatest to ever do it. Like, it's that simple. I mean, for the first time in his career, the odds stacked against him. An underdog for the first time in his playoff career. First true playoff road game. And Patrick Mahomes, once again, played flawlessly in the playoffs, elevated those around him, and did everything he needed to do to get the win. The Chiefs defense, they got ran on a little bit. You know, the Bills had some success running the ball, especially Josh Allen, but when it was time to turn up in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs defense turned it up. And, I mean, it starts with Chris Jones in the middle, and then those corners. I mean, two guys that potentially could have been Pro Bowlers this year in L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie. So,
One of which all pro, I think.
yeah, I think
Sneed was
was
all pro,
All-Pro,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Chiefs showed why, like you said, they're a pending dynasty and took care of business. And that's really it. I mean, it's not smart to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Everyone who did is very foolish. But, I mean, we're watching greatness, man. Like, I mean, through his first 6 years as a starter, we haven't seen anyone, for one, be as good and as talented, but two, accomplish this much. I mean, he's been to the AFC Conference Championship every year he's been a starter. Like, it's not normal.
Unreal.
It's not normal to be this good, this quick. And, I mean, I know, like, Brady's great and is the GOAT. Like, there's no disputing that Brady's the GOAT right now because of everything he accomplished. But the way Patrick Mahomes has started his career, he's on pretty good pace to be in that conversation when the time comes. So it's special what he's doing, what Andy Reid's doing, what Coach Spags is doing. It's special.
I was driving my brother's car the other day, and for some reason, my brother likes to listen to like sports radio shows, like a 60-year-old man. But
hate
you know,
those.
to each their own. They're frustrating because it's all old heads.
Yep.
So there was a guy. It wasn't Michael K, but like my brother listens to the Michael K show a lot. But it was some older guy, and he was saying about Patrick Mahomes. He was like, people want to, you know, throw him up there with the greatest of all time. I mean, we've seen guys come in, be really good their first 6-7 years, and then just fall. I'm like, no one has ever been this good at anything in their first 6 years of doing it. Like comparing him with guys like Dan Marino and stuff like that. And
How many Super Bowls did he win?
Exactly. Yeah. It's not even a conversation. Mahomes is special. Andy Reid is special. Steve Spagnuolo, I know, like you said, they got ran over a little bit. But like he just, I don't know, he cooks something up every year in the postseason. And this is probably talent-wise the best defense they've had. So, you know, when the offense was a little lackluster, it's just nice to have guys that you can rely on to step up when the moment matters most. It's like, get to the playoffs, we'll take care of the rest. Like, we just have to make sure we get there. Yeah. And that's it with the Chiefs. Like, you cannot count out Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce looked the best he did all season, which is really important. And that's really all I think I have to say about the Chiefs. Well, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as you said, like they kind of ran the ball all over them, sure, but it was Josh Allen. Like it was Josh that led them in rushing. James Cook was pretty ineffective in this one, in my personal opinion. He was solid enough, but 3.4 yards per carry in the end wasn't all that great, especially the play calling at the end of the game. And I'm not just going to blame it on the play calling because I didn't think it was awful. Allen obviously missed a wide open Khalil Shakir down the seam. It was just an underthrow. It's a throw he always makes, but he didn't make in the biggest moment of the game. On that same play, you had Stephon Diggs on an underneath crosser who likely had a first down. Just not great decision-making, but at the same time, I can't fault him for it because he had the touchdown to Shakir if it was just a great throw. Kind of similar to the play that Gabe Davis ran last season or 2 years ago in that famed 13-second game. So, yeah, I mean, look, great. It was great in terms of the execution. It was just Josh Allen didn't finish the throw in a big moment. So I didn't love the play of Josh down the stretch, and I hate that people are just throwing everything on Tyler Bass right now. And that kind of gets me a little tight because, look, to be fair, if there wasn't ridiculous wind, it was probably going to be a made field goal. But, shit happens. I'm not blaming it all on Tyler Bass. He shouldn't have been in the scenario to kick a 44-yard field goal in the first place. So, Buffalo collapsed again down the stretch of the game. They had multiple opportunities to win this one and didn't. They didn't get it done. And that's just that, man. I mean, yes, Kansas City's great, but Buffalo also fell flat on their face. And wide right just seems to be the haunting phrase.
Wide right,
franchise.
man.
So,
I tweeted I live tweeted from the BallGame account. I've never seen someone get jinxed that hard in my life, where Jim Nantz was literally talking about how Sean McDermott was like, yeah, if there's anyone we want, it's Tyler. Like, we know he's going to win the game for us. And then they showed the stat that he was like, 9 for 9 in situations like this. I've also never seen a kick. Like, he kicked it, I'm like, oh, it's good. And then it just went hard right. Like, it was crazy. As far as the Bills collapsing, yeah, they kind of did. The touchdown throw, like, he had it. Don't get me wrong. I was sitting there literally yelling at my TV, Diggs is wide open, Diggs is wide open. And then he launches it, and I'm like, what? But I know he got bumped a little bit.
It wasn't enough for that throw to be.
No. It was
with his arm strength.
Yeah. No, he should have. He should have hit that. So I don't hate the decision to throw the touchdown, to go for the touchdown there.
Oh fuck.
Because
the chat.
What? Oh, I fucked up.
That Chris is supposed to be naked.
Oh,
at the current moment.
Yeah. I meant to address that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Unfortunately, YouTube's policy on nudity on stream isn't that pro-nudity.
Yeah, you're really not supposed to be naked.
But if you get us to 1,000 subs, maybe we'll drop some on OnlyFans. I don't know. I'm not going to... Can't guarantee anything.
It's nakey time.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
It also needs to be said, by the way, that Josh Allen might have made one of the greatest throws in NFL history right before that.
Dude, that was fucking crazy.
Not too far before that, to Stephon Diggs, which was literally like 65 air yards, by the way, right into Diggs' breadbasket, and your best receiver couldn't make the catch. So it's clear as day that them two just weren't on the same page whatsoever in this game. And they haven't really been on the same page since Joe Brady kind of took over play calling. And part of that needs to be addressed in a way as Diggs kind of slowed down a little bit as the season went on, but also the play calling became a little bit more conservative in terms of getting the ball out to the running backs and stuff like that, which was something that Joe Brady has long been known to do, even back at the LSU days as well. But yeah, all in all, man, like I'm disappointed, honestly. I was hoping the Bills would pull that one out. Too many injuries on defense as well. The Chiefs were just moving the ball with ease. What's next for Buffalo?
So, Chris, I know you haven't gotten to say anything here, but I'm just going to put this in here one sec. It really just seems like, I mean, you look at the Bills and how they lose. No matter the play of Josh Allen, the play of the Bills, the injuries, they can't catch a break either.
No,
like, that's just on top of everything. I'm not saying that's an excuse. Like, you have to execute down the stretch of games no matter the circumstances. The kick goes wide right. The overtime thing, the 13-second, like, this is and again, this is why, like, I feel sorry for Bills fans where, like, you look at, because some people are like, they're the Cowboys of the AFC. No, they're not. The Cowboys just collapse. Yep. The Bills can sometimes do everything right for at least 90% of a game, and then that last 10% kills them. Like, this is a franchise back in the day lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. You know, some lifetime Bills fans out there, you guys are going through it, man.
They're fucking cursed, bro.
And now you have to run into the Thanos of the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. Like, the guy just can't be beat.
I mean, it's not even just that. It's you got to run into Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, potentially Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud might be up next.
Yep.
Like, the AFC is not fair. It's not fair. And then in the NFC, you have Brock Purdy versus Jared Goff. And no disrespect to Brock Purdy or Jared Goff. But Lamar Jackson versus Pat Mahomes and Brock Purdy versus Jared Goff? Are we fucking serious right now? Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's not fun.
What is this? You could be talking about the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL at the current moment. I'm not going to discount what they've done so far, but like, not the two best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So,
All
go
right,
ahead,
Chris,
Chris.
take it
You're
away.
going to sound off on the Bills because I know you don't love them that much, but
All right. This Trunk said it in the Dynasty chat. My first thought about the game is just, it is insane how this game went from the Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, round 3 in the playoffs, going at it. The greatest quarterback matchup arguably in the NFL right now. In a snap of a finger. Yo, you got to lower that.
yeah, it is a little up.
Yeah. Because it's on.
It's on one.
Just turn it off, yeah.
It's quiet in here.
In a snap of a finger to the DeMar Hamlin fake punt and Mecole Hardman fumble for a touchback game. It was
Yep.
It was everything you could have asked for in a football game. Elite quarterback play, elite defenses making some stands. Not many stands, not many defensive stands in this game, but a few here and there. And then pure fucking chaos at the end. I mean, that was football, man. That was an NFL football game. In terms of the Bills, man, this hurts. I don't really know what to make of this. Josh Allen, like we said, I mean, he played a great fucking game. The counting stats don't really do it justice in terms of throwing the ball, but I mean, him and Diggs aren't on the same page. Obviously, like, Diggs is getting the heat for that, but part of that has to go on the quarterback. They just haven't been on the same page since the firing of Ken Dorsey, and that's clearly a problem for this team when you can't get your best guy going, especially when, like we said, Josh is throwing one of the craziest incomplete balls in NFL history, and he can't come down with it. It's a problem. In terms of the last drive, he could have hit Diggs underneath, and hindsight's 2020. That probably was the better read, but even with getting.
You want some Knicks on?
Give me.
Just ignore me.
Even with I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about Diggs and the offense.
Diggs, Joe Brady, some of that blame has to go on the quarterback.
Yes.
Even with Josh
that
Allen
there
getting
is.
hit like that throw to Shakir in the end zone, that's a throw he makes 9 out of 10 times.
Exactly.
So I'm not mad at the read there. It's just
Yeah.
shit, man. From an entire team perspective, the coaching in terms of fake punting
That was
with DeMar Hamlin.
Can we
that was
hone in on
one
that? Yeah.
of the decisions
with
of
your
all
season
time.
on
I'll
the
tell
line?
you that.
It's just like, bro, punt the ball.
No. Can we hone in on that for a second?
I
Like,
am
we need.
honing
Yeah.
in on
I'm sorry.
It's like, bro, punt the ball. But if you're not gonna punt the ball, like, why is the ball not in the hands of Josh? Like,
Yeah,
just go
that's what I was
go
gonna
for
say.
it like a fucking man with this fucking hocus pocus trickery with your season on the line to a guy. Like, come on, bro.
It was
Like,
also
shout out to DeMar Hamlin, but fuck,
They
man.
really
like
wanted
that.
him to be the
That's
hero.
who we're putting the fucking ball in the hands of with the season on the line. You've Josh Allen, who's one of the most dynamic playmakers with the ball. You've Stephon Diggs, who obviously has been a shell of himself, but one of the more dynamic playmakers in the NFL. James Cook, explosive as hell. Khalil Shakir,
Shakir, yeah.
making plays all night. And fucking the tight ends. Two
Dalton
very capable
Kincaid.
tight ends of making a play. And you put the ball in fucking DeMar Hamlin's hand. And Pick Aside meme says that they only had 10 guys on the field. So I
Yep,
get it.
That's why they checked out of it.
I get it there, but shit, man, like it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense.
So apparently that wasn't. So even McDermott was surprised. I don't think he threw the blame on the players, but I think it was a check by the players on the field
No, I know. It's just
when
like,
they saw 10.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like under no circumstance there am I doing something that risky. Obviously, it didn't come back to bite them in the
No, it didn't.
in the long run, but still, I mean, shit. Then it just changes the whole game of field position if you punt the ball there. You know what I mean?
Yes, it does.
Like, in a game where at that point in the fourth quarter they were struggling to, both teams were struggling to move the ball at that point. I just think the field position is more important there.
Chiefs were moving it pretty effortlessly all game. They didn't have many possessions because the Bills dominated the time of possession. But when they did, all explosive plays.
Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing. The Bills won this game by the box score.
Yes.
The Bills honestly dominated the game by the box score. So, like,
the time of possession difference was crazy.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
mean, they
it's like
did
a 13-minute difference.
They did everything right, but then again, like I was saying, down the stretch, I mean, the coaching, collapsed. Josh Allen, like, I don't want to say he collapsed because he played a great football game, but like, he didn't make the plays down the stretch that you needed him to make. Diggs, obviously, it was a no-show for the entire game. I mean, he fumbled the first pass of the game. Obviously, they kept the ball, but like he fumbled the first pass of the game. He was a no-show. And on the other side, you have a team that, like I just said, lost the box score, but when they needed to make a play, they made the play every single time, and that's the difference between these teams. I mean, I saw a tweet. Let me try and find it. I saw the tweet, and also Joel Moran mentioned it on his Joel Moran's show today. But from Ben Solik, hold on, let me fucking find this shit. Where is this fucking tweet?
They had 8 20-plus yard plays in this game, by the way. 8.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs had not been explosive all season.
Yeah.
8 of them.
So the tweet was just about the differences between the Mahomes era in Kansas City and the Josh Allen era in Buffalo. Hold the phone, bro. Let me freaking find this shit.
I mean, to be fair to Josh, part of this does go to a supporting cast as well.
Pretty much just saying that no one could forget the great plays that Josh Allen makes, but Patrick Mahomes' highlights serve as, and this is a quote now, but Mahomes' highlights serve as bookmarks in the story of his career. They're tethered not just to a place and a time, but to a moment, to an event, and to a victory. Allen's highlights are ghosts. They are lost to the gales of a bombarded franchise, swallowed up by the shadow of an unforgiving scoreboard. They matter so much. They're the only things that hope clings to in Buffalo, but they don't matter at all.
Fucking Robert Frost right there?
I mean,
Jesus.
but like, I mean, that's how it is. And I mean,
it's that.
I don't hate Josh Allen. I hate the conversations that people tried to put him in, but I mean, I've held firm on the fact that Josh Allen was the QB2 in the NFL. I know you were a guy the biggest Josh Allen guy I know coming into the season. You had Joe Burrow ahead of him. So, like,
Indeed.
I always held firm on Josh Allen as the number 2 quarterback in the NFL, but I also always held firm on the fact that that's what he is, the number 2 quarterback in the NFL. Call me a fucking glazer, but there is levels to this shit.
Yeah.
There's Patrick Mahomes, and there's everyone else.
Yep.
And the battles between Mahomes and Allen in the postseason only summarize that. There's Patrick Mahomes, and there's everyone else. And it is as simple as that. You know, there's blame to go around for everyone within the Bills organization. The praise for winning this game, there's praise to go around for everyone in the Kansas City Chiefs organization. But when it comes down to talking about these 2 quarterbacks, there is levels to this shit. It's as simple as that. And until Josh Allen gets over the hump, whether that's with the Bills or not, who knows what the future has to hold. But it's just not a conversation until he does get over the hump. With what Mahomes has accomplished, like I said, this early in his career, we just can't have those conversations. Josh Allen's a great number 2, though. And I mean, if Lamar wins the Super Bowl, say goodbye to that number 2 spot, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be said. All the games have been super close. That is one thing, though. All the games have been super close. But yeah, I mean, Mahomes is one, and it just ain't even a question. I really did want to see Josh Allen win this game so that, like, I could start maybe potentially throwing that out there that, like, Josh Allen really is this good. In terms of pure talent, he might honestly be the more talented quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. And that's just a fact. Arm talent, athleticism, all that stuff.
But we've seen this story before.
He is.
Saw it with early Brady against Peyton Manning.
Not disagreeing at all.
We
That's
saw
what I'm
it.
saying.
We saw it with late Brady against Aaron Rodgers. We've seen this story before.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
No, I know.
know.
I'm just just saying. Like at the end of the day, you could be the most talented guy in the room,
Yes.
but we're talking about professional sports here, and winning is the ultimate goal. If
Agreed.
you can't do that, then you can't be in conversations with certain people. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
that exactly.
Especially when one guy wins so damn much.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
six straight
All he does is
AFC
win.
appearances.
There's
AFC
something that
championship
needs to be
appearances.
said for all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, like Josh Allen, in my personal opinion, the most talented quarterback in the NFL. But there's something about Patrick Mahomes because he's right there with the talent.
I mean,
But
not
it's
to
also
like,
just-
not to like throw you under the bus because we all have some terrible takes up here, but like, how stupid do you feel that you got up here a few weeks ago and said the Chiefs have no shot of winning the Super Bowl? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just how good fucking Patrick Mahomes is, that he will put these guys on his back.
But
and,
let's also not act
No,
like the receivers have stepped
no,
up.
I know,
big time.
I know. I'm just saying, like, looking back on it,
But
like
yeah,
it's crazy that you counted Patrick
No,
Mahomes
it's
out.
nuts.
Like it's absurd.
It's insane. And I think about that, and I'm still gonna hold firm to that because I don't think there's a chance that they win the Super Bowl. Well, of course there's a
I
chance.
was going to say,
but,
they're in
like,
the AFC Championship. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah. I'm personally not going to take them to win the Super Bowl, I should say. I
That's
don't,
fine, yeah.
And I don't think they will. I just think there are still limitations on this roster that will poke its head out there at some point. This was a banged-up defense. I do expect next week for it to be a hell of a lot tougher to move the football on what is the best defense in all of football, for that matter. So I think next week we see what happens. This was obviously not an easy game for anybody in Buffalo, but a lot of people banged up on that defense. They did what they were supposed to do. Mahomes was amazing in this game. Kelsey looked young again, and, things were happening. But this Ravens defense, well coordinated, talent all over the place. It's a little bit of a different story. But I do pose this question. What is next for the Buffalo Bills?
I don't know, man. Like, the defense was unhealthy. Defense had a lot of injuries. What moves are there to be made?
I mean, this was so the title of the podcast is "Has the Bills window closed?"
Yeah.
My answer as of right now is yeah. Like the window is closed for right now. I mean, you're negative $43 million in cap space going into this offseason. You have a ton of free agents that are very important to your team and to your defense. Micah Hyde, Daquan Jones. You have Gabe Davis as a free agent. You have AJ Epinesa, right?
Leonard Floyd, Tyrell Dodson, Dane Jackson.
Right, and you have a guy in Von Miller who's taking up,
Dude.
shit. You look at the salary cap, the top three guys. Josh Allen's cap hit next year is going to be 47 M's.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs is going to be making
They'll work
28 M's.
work with that, though.
Von Miller is going to be making 24 M's. Like, it's a lot of fucking money for three
I didn't
guys.
realize.
And I know it's the NFL and you could, like, work contracts around and restructure and shit like that. But, like, they're very limited in ways that they could improve this roster. And it's just, they're not, like, overloaded with an influx of young talent. They don't, they've drafted well over the past couple of years, but aside from probably Ed Oliver, and I guess Deion Dawkins on the line, but like they haven't really drafted these fucking elite like since Josh Allen.
Greg Rousseau is another one.
I guess
He is elite.
yeah.
He's entered that conversation.
They've drafted pretty well, but no like franchise changing guys, and it's just I don't know what they do from here. I don't know who you bring back. I don't know who you restructure. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what positions do they even need to upgrade? Because if you look at their roster, like positionally, they're pretty strong everywhere.
Yeah. So for me, what I think is next for this team, I would say Josh Allen's going to get restructured. That's just the fact. It's going to happen. Like they always do this every year. Every big-time quarterback ends up dropping their cap number just so that they could fill in around the edges and stuff like that. Okay. I'm more concerned with the Stephon Diggs situation.
That's what I was
Are we
just
sure
gonna
he
ask.
doesn't ask out? Even then, I will say I think Khalil Shakir gets better. I think Dalton Kincaid gets better. Are those number ones? By no means, no. But Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid showed a lot of flashes of being legitimate weapons for this offense.
Shakir might be what we wanted Gabe Davis to be this season.
Yeah, exactly. Shakir came on strong to
Down
end
the
this
stretch of the
season.
yeah.
And he was phenomenal for them down the stretch of the year. So I think those two will be good weapons for the future for this team. I think James Cook is obviously a solid-ass weapon for this team as well. The offensive line, if you keep it together, it's another year of chemistry built between this group. And it's a good group, nonetheless. And the defense, here's the hope. If you can't re-sign everybody, right, which you probably can't, you get guys back healthy now. And hopefully they're not like 15 steps slow. Matt Milano was the best linebacker in football prior to getting injured. That's the crazy part. It was him, Roquan Smith. So
good.
we're talking about dudes that like were phenomenal or at least solid before getting hurt. And another guy is Tre'Davious White. And then Rasul Douglas, they traded for him, but he's a free agent now. So it's like they're in a tough situation. I think they get back a few of these guys. Do I think they get back all of them? No. I do think Diggs ends up staying. But I think Gabe Davis walks.
I saw a TikTok that said, people do those my plan for my offseason for this team.
Yeah.
And it's like a slideshow, and someone said, and someone was doing the Bills, and they said, re-sign Gabe Davis, 4 years, $20 million. I was like, in what planet are you re-signing Gabe Davis for $5 million a year?
Wait, you wouldn't give him that? Or are you saying like there's
he's going to get way more than that?
Oh, he's getting. Yeah. I was going to say he's getting
100%.
like 13 a season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He will be overpaid.
Oh yeah,
I will say that. He will be overpaid.
it's 24. It's kind of what you have to do with a guy.
He's 25. He's had big games.
Threat,
yeah,
he's had big games. I mean,
the Bills missed him in this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bills
absolutely.
missed him in this game.
I'll tell you right now, he makes that Sherfield catch. That one that he dove for and it hit the ground. I tell you right now, he makes
shit.
that.
He might make that Diggs catch.
That was also.
This is the game. These are the Gabe Davis games.
Can I point something out? That Sherfield catch, there are guys who maybe would have come down with it, and it was a great ball. But damn, the fucking media's acting like guys come down with that on the fucking. That was great fucking coverage.
Yes,
Which
I
one
agree.
are we talking about?
The one where he had to
one on the
dive.
sideline.
Oh, that one? You're talking about that one? There was another one where he.
There was a one on the sideline that was like a 30, 40-yard ball that Diggs literally dropped into the fucking. Bro, it was great coverage.
He grabbed his arm. The one where he tried to catch, where it literally hit him here.
Yeah, it was good fucking coverage.
He held the other arm.
I don't think so. I think it was just good physical coverage. He fucking ran with him stride for stride, and when the ball came, he made a play on the ball. You got his arm, but he was playing the ball. His head was turned. Like, it was textbook coverage.
I guess.
It's playoff football.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Playoff
just
football.
to an extent. Like, it's like.
My
how
point
are you
is just like
catch
people
that?
are saying, "Oh my God, Josh, what a great ball!"
It was.
This guy got to fucking come down with that. Like, no, like guys
tough
don't
catch, yeah.
guys don't make that catch on the regular. Even the Diggs one, like I know it
No, that was a
like
difficult catch.
Right? Yeah,
That was one of the greatest throws I've ever seen.
It was an insane throw, but like guys don't like. It sucks that Diggs sold. Like it really does suck. But like guys don't.
Stephon Diggs got to make that catch though.
I guess
That's
You know what I mean? Like,
There's the thing.
like Khalil's, like
if
Khalil
Trent
Shakir,
Sherfield drops it, I'm like, okay, you know what?
That sucks.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it just comes down to big time players make big
So,
time plays, and
on
the Bills
that note,
big time players weren't.
I
big
have
enough.
a would you rather here, a Stephon Diggs would you rather, because he's catching a lot of shit on the internet right now, and this is scaring me.
It is.
So we're just gonna jump right into it. This is would you rather Stephon Diggs edition. So I'm gonna name. I think I got 6 or 7 names here. And we'll jump right in. The first one, I think is pretty clear at this point. CeeDee Lamb or Stephon Diggs?
It's CD.
Yeah, it's CD,
CeeDee
no
Lamb.
question.
Okay. Devontae Adams.
I'm still taking Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Devontae.
Yeah, I'll take Tay too. Amari Cooper.
I'm gonna still take Diggs. I'm gonna still take Diggs. It was a rough end of the season, but
Yeah.
I'm taking Diggs.
It's the thing, like, it was a
Part
rough
of it
end
is
of the season
recency
for
bias.
Diggs.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
And Cooper had a great end of the season with Joe Flacco.
So unfortunate because he got hurt too. Like,
Yeah.
Diggs. I mean, Cooper could have been so damn good in the playoffs too, but he got hurt. Shit, bro. I'm gonna lean on the side of Diggs. He was amazing for the first half of the year. Still, I'll take Diggs.
Okay. You took Diggs too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Diggs. Brandon Ayuk.
I haven't had the chance to see him as a number one yet, which is why I will lean Diggs. But I think Ayuk is very capable of being a legitimate number one if given the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna still take Diggs here.
Okay.
I just think Diggs was so good for so long.
Yeah.
Like it leaves a sour taste in our mouth the last few games we've seen him, but I'm gonna still ride with Diggs.
This is one that's been getting a lot of attention online. Puka Nacua.
Oh my God. Fuck. Fuck.
Shit, I mean,
It's tougher than you think.
Puka had a better season, but in a vacuum, if I need to win one game and I'm picking between the two, I'd probably still take Diggs right now.
All right.
I don't know.
So here's where I got us. Here's my reasoning behind what I'm about to say. I just saw that man go for 180 in his first playoff game.
Yeah.
Or what was it? 160, whatever it was.
The most.
All he
ever.
did was break records this season. And there were games where Cooper Kupp was out, and it did not matter if you shifted your entire defense to Puka Nacua. I'm going to take Puka.
Man, it's tough. I love Stephon Diggs, but
That hurt. That was tough.
I think I'm going to go Puka as well at this point.
Yo, why you whispering, man?
I think I'm going to go Puka as well at this point. All right. Keenan Allen.
Keenan was awesome.
Keenan was
I'm
awesome this year.
I'm going to take Keenan. Like, throughout the entirety of the year, he showed he was still a top-tier receiver.
I'm gonna take Diggs still. I don't know.
I'm going to get so much shit for this, by the way, in TikTok comments.
Honestly, for me, like, I have Diggs around where I had him going into the he was probably a stamped top 5 guy going into the season. He definitely moves down a little bit because of the end of the season, but like I'd have in my head right now, I'd probably have him no lower than 12 on a wide receiver list.
I'm surprised you said that number because I was going to say around 10, and I thought I was insane for that.
No, like somewhere around, like I wouldn't have moved him, like I still think Stephon Diggs is an elite receiver.
Yeah, but that's moving him.
See, I had him
That's
much
moving
higher
him quite a bit.
coming into this season. Like, I would have probably put him in the top 5 coming into this
Oh,
season.
easily.
Yeah.
I think he was locked in as a number.
I mean,
as a top 5
I didn't
receiver.
have him as a top 5 fantasy receiver.
But that's different.
And
Well, that's
people
different, yeah.
people shatted on me though.
Yeah.
People shitted on me.
Yeah.
People thought I was crazy because I said CD was gonna have a better fantasy.
Well, he
season
started
than
the
him.
year.
He was on a fucking tear.
Yeah, and then they
Hair.
fired Dorsey, and then it all changed.
Okay. You
No,
got
but
more
I'll,
names?
I'll see one more.
I got one more.
Let me see like one more year of Stephon Diggs playing at the level he played the second half of this year, and then I'd probably take a lot of these guys over him.
I mean, to be fair, Keenan has showed it in the past consistently too. So,
no, I think
and he was
Keenan-
phenomenal.
I think
this year.
Keenan and Diggs is close. Keenan
It is.
Allen's elite.
It is. I agree.
So the last name I have here, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, I'm on Ron. I'm not gonna debate that.
Yeah, I have to take Amon-Ra right now.
I
Okay.
think you could even make an argument that Amon Ra's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Bob says to ask something more juicy, like Adam Thielen or Diggs.
Bob, brother, I don't think that's as
Bob,
close
I
as you
like
think
it,
it
bro.
is.
teammate.
Bob
You're
just
right.
comes
Adam
here
Thielen
and
is
fucking
so much better.
trolls in the
I don't think
chat,
that's as
bro.
close as you think it is, brother.
Whoever Bob is, he just comes here to have fucking fun
He
and
comes
troll
here,
in the
he
chat.
comes
Like,
here,
you're-
shit talk so sleazy, and then just fucking gives
I
great
love
takes.
Bob. This
Bob's
guy's awesome. This guy Bob is
The
awesome.
producer mic is on. I'm here to chip in. I got a suggestion.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs or Cooper Kupp.
Stephon Diggs.
yeah, it's Diggs.
Yeah, I'd take Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I honestly
Yo,
want to
Nick.
make. I feel like we should make
Puka.
a.
Wait.
Puka's crazy, bro.
We should make a postseason list of like each
tier
position.
list?
I feel like
Yeah, good.
we should potentially
that.
do a tier list. We could maybe do that.
We haven't
Bob's at
done
some
like
point.
player rankings in a minute.
That's what I'm
so-
saying. I would be down to do a top 20-ish wide receiver.
Well,
rank.
because in the offseason, we're definitely going to do like fantasy
Yes.
rankings, but that's different. But last year, our problem was we didn't want to do fantasy rankings and regular rankings like so close
Yes.
to
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
no,
so
it
we
makes
never
sense.
really, we did a quarterback list, but we didn't really do other positions.
so you know
we
how
could
there's
do
that like
stuff.
little stretch
When it's
between
the dead
Super Bowl
period,
and free agency.
Yeah,
I think that'll be the perfect spot for us to potentially potentially throw some rankings out there.
Bob,
and
you
stuff.
actually out here taking Adam Thielen over Stephon Diggs? Or you trolling right
Possibly.
now?
No, he's fucking trolling.
It's no shot. He doesn't seem like it, bro. Bob doesn't seem like a troll. I'm just saying. He seems like he stands on the shit he says.
Bob seems super genuine about this stuff in the chat. But because I'm sure there's some other guys that I would potentially consider over Diggs,
AJ Brown.
to be honest. AJ Brown, I'm taking over Diggs.
Ranking receivers is so tough,
So
though,
difficult.
because it's just like
Quarterback.
guys who
There's so
scored a
many
lot of
outside
touchdowns in a
factors, yeah.
specific year. Like, it's rough.
I
Hard
can't wait
ranking
till we do this.
receivers.
I can't wait till we have our little rankings because that's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
We don't need to rank that.
We can rank top.
We can rank
10.
like the top 4. Yeah.
We can rank top 10. A lot of guys emerged this year, to be
Brock
fair.
Bowers
so-
clears all of them.
Yeah, and he's going to be on my dynasty team. Can't wait. But, all right, we do have other games to talk about
Yeah.
because we just spent a lot of
But
time.
that was
on-
the big one.
This one deserved a lot of time.
Yeah.
This one
No,
deserved
this was
lot
a
of time.
crazy game.
So,
Don't fake a punt inside your own 30 and make it that
and give it to
glaringly
your
obvious.
fourth string.
Did you see like
safety.
this is the last thing I'll say. Whoever was like, I don't know who it was that was guarding Hamlin on, like he saw it the whole time.
Yeah.
Whoever the DB was. So it was just a horrible play. But all right, so that's Chiefs Bills. Again, classic rivalry. One of the best rivalries out there right now, if not the best in
It ain't
sports.
even a rivalry right now, brother.
I mean, in terms of like always producing a classic, yeah. I mean, the Chiefs. just
Oh
fucking
my
blow
God,
'em
every
out of the
game's
water.
amazing.
But yeah, so the next game we have here is the Lions-Bucks game. This one broke my heart, man. I was a big Baker supporter. I really thought he was going to do it again, just light up a secondary, and he did, but it didn't amount to much. 31-23 was the final score. An interesting decision at the end of the game to not use the timeout. People are kind of freaking out about that, and it might not have made a difference, but I feel like in a playoff game you got to try everything, you know. But other than that, there was a lot more that happened in this game. The Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship. Who the fuck ever thought that was going to happen? What are our takeaways from this game?
I mean, just to quick fire a few things. Even though he threw the pick, and we're probably not going to talk much about the Bucs in general on this one, but shout out to Baker, man. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Just made himself a whole lot of money. Got himself another opportunity to start somewhere and should get some sort of a leash in terms
Yeah.
of starting.
How much money did he make himself, you guys think?
I think he'll get more than the Garoppolo contract, which was 27. I think he's going to get
Around
around
30?
30. I think he'll get
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
30.
probably something like that.
And he deserves
Good for him,
he
man.
deserves it, honestly, because we've always known Baker was super talented. Like, that was never really a question. It was just, can he put it all together? Like, can he stay healthy? And can he consistently put it all together and not just talk his shit all the time and get himself into trouble? So, super happy for Baker. Bucks had no business even going this far. So, big season for them. But this is not about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No.
The Detroit Lions waited, 30 years for their first playoff win?
32 years. Their
Years.
last win.
And then they decided, one ain't good enough. All you got to do is wait 1 week before we get our next one.
Old Danny Campbell, man.
And now you have a date with the San Francisco 49ers, which we will talk about in a bit. But I'm very happy for Detroit. I'm very happy for Jared Goff more than anything else, because Dan Campbell told that man, you're good enough for Detroit and you're good enough for us. And he really is. He was really good in this one. He was really good in their first playoff game. He's just doing what he has to do. I mean, look, man, this team is awesome on offense in terms of their entire skill positions. I mean, realistically, Sam Laporta steps into the league and he's already a top 2 tight end, top 3 tight end, whatever it is. You could say top 4, whatever. Amon-Ra, top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. This is the best offensive line in football. I already said that. Unfortunately, Jonah Jackson will likely be out for the entirety of the playoffs, and Frank Ragnow is dealing with like a serious knee sprain that he just decided to play through for the entire game almost. So yeah, I mean, these guys are dogs. They hold that Detroit mentality. I don't think I've ever seen a team personify their city more than this team personifies
They're
Detroit
gonna
right
bite
now.
your kneecaps and whatever Dan Campbell said.
Yeah. Big shout out to them. Aiden Hutchinson, the kid that turned this thing all around on defense, especially. The Michigan kid, born and raised, was a Lion fan. Man, like, I'm very happy for this squad, even though they're becoming a little bit intolerable with how they shit talk. CJ
Shit talk a
Gardner-Johnson
lot, bro.
especially. But yeah, shout out to them. shout out to the Detroit Lions. The defense played well when it mattered the most. And shout out Derek Barnes for getting his first career pick in the biggest moment of his career. Love to see it.
Yep.
Chris, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Baker did pretty much everything he could. This Bucs team, they were fun, man. And this was just some good offensive football. Two of the best offensive minds we have in the game, and or what the fuck, blanking on it, Ben Johnson and Dave Canales. But I mean, Baker was slinging it. Jared Goff was slinging it. The Lions just proved down the stretch that their roster was just stronger. I mean, I had the Lions winning this one, and that's kind of what it just came down to. The Bucs just ran out of gas towards the end. The defense was shot, and the Lions just they keep coming at you.
Facts. They just come on you.
Yeah, I mean, Jahmyr
come all
Gibbs
over you.
showcased why he was the top 12 pick in the draft. That fucking cut on Antoine
That was
Winfield. He made
crazy.
Antoine Winfield look like just another guy, so that was pretty nuts. Amon-Ra got in the end zone at first. I will say this game from a bettor's perspective in the beginning, I mean, shit, bro, come on. Josh Reynolds, Cade Otton, Craig Reynolds were the first 3 touchdowns. Like, come on, man. But
Yep.
Mike Evans and Amon-Ra both got in there, man. Somehow, some way. Travis Kelce got in there, but the one man who let me down, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Fucking scumbag.
You know who wouldn't have let you
Yep.
down? Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, the Lions, I mean, it's crazy how well they fucking nailed this draft. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is contributing. Like you said, Sam Laporta has cemented himself at minimum as a top 5 tight end already. You know, you have Brian Branch making plays all over the field. Jack Campbell, you know, he's kind of hit or miss, but he made some plays in this game too. I mean, they really nailed their draft class. They have more draft picks coming in the future. Like, I put in the title of this, the perfect NFL rebuild, and I mean, that's what it is. I mean, they went through the dog days and they made it out, and now they look for their first Super Bowl berth. I mean, it's special what they're doing there. So, shout out to them. I mean, shout out to Jared Goff, man. He just obviously this is a true test coming up this week. You know, you have to go on the road and actually get one, but I mean, so far he's doing everything he's had to do and more, protecting the football, being super efficient, you know, making all the right reads, and it's leading to wins. So shout out to the Lions, man.
They are surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly, they're elite at drafting.
Yeah.
Like, they've hit on about 6 really, really, really good players in the last 2 drafts, which is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, this is awesome. Like, I'm super happy to see this for Detroit. And I want to see them beat the Niners. I really do.
Oh, man. I would love to.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to see with that one.
Yep. Not much to say about the Lions. You guys kind of covered everything. It's awesome for the organization and that fan base to get a Super Bowl. It would be awesome to get a Super Bowl appearance, but even you'll settle for an NFC Championship appearance. And all I know is if Goff wins this game, man, we're gonna have some serious conversations about Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And where he ranks. You can already have some conversations about that because the guy is underrated. But there is the whole thing that he plays way better at home and kind of shits the bed on the road. We'll see.
Not
we'll see
a
what he's
good
made of.
bad weather quarterback.
Right.
Let me pose 2 questions before we move on from this. And this isn't Detroit. This is Tampa. Does Baker Mayfield stay? And does Mike Evans stay?
They have a lot of free agents, like even outside of those 2.
I'm
I
actually
think.
kind of curious.
I think they're going to do everything in their power to retain those 2. Mike Evans had another great year, and like we said, Baker cemented himself as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's the type of guy that you want to keep around, especially in terms of just being a locker room guy. So, and they made the playoffs this year. They won a playoff game. I feel like going into the season, we expected the Bucs to be in a rebuild, but I mean, they just executed this season as a team that wasn't in a rebuild and a team that was trying to win games. So I feel like it'd be of their best interest to try and retain as many of these guys as they can and try and keep building off of it, you know?
Yeah.
So
They have cap space.
yeah, I
Might
mean,
I add. So
The way Mike Evans played this year, especially having a great playoff game, like,
Yep.
you know, if he wants out, that's a different story. But in terms of the Buccaneers, I mean, you give him whatever he wants. Probably you offer him whatever he wants.
Yeah,
I agree.
he just seems like he's never going to be bad at football. He's not going to take a step back at any
Dude,
point.
I saw a video that if he plays till he's what, 30 now?
I want to say 30.
30.
If he plays next year.
If he plays till he's like 34, 35, and he's probably not going to have 1,000-yard seasons for if he plays that long.
He will.
But if he racks up like a couple of 700-yard seasons and like two more 1,000-yard seasons, he's going to be like top 15 all time in receiving yards, or top 10 even. I actually think. And then you're up there with like guys like Marvin Harrison, and you know he's in with some elite company.
He is.
But
One of the best big play threats we've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. And in terms of a guy in the red zone threat, a one-on-one guy, like
Multiple,
yeah,
like double digits touchdown seasons.
yeah,
Like, it's crazy to think Mike Evans. We've never looked at him as one of the 5 best receivers in the league,
exactly.
but he might go down as a top 10 receiver of all time, which
That is crazy to think about. Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, shout out Mike Evans, man. He might get a bag still at 30 years old.
Probably
he
will,
might
man.
still get a bag.
he ain't slowing down. He's literally like slowing down, but like it doesn't affect him.
Is he though?
Like his run speed is not all there, but you know it's not what he does.
Are we sure he's been running by guys?
Oh yeah. No, that's for sure. That's for
He's
sure.
got long strides, bro.
He does have long strides. That's for sure. All right, so covered everything there, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the next game, man, this game broke my heart. A lot closer than it should have been.
Exactly
on who
what
he
you
has.
said for the Lions.
Yeah,
Too.
exactly.
Wow.
49ers Packers 24-21. This game was just like I'm not a big like Packers Jordan Love guy. I like them. They're cool. They're going to be really good for a really long time. This game broke my heart cuz the Packers really should have had this one. Like they really should have had it, and they just sold the bag. I mean, Jordan Love played a phenomenal game. Made the turnover, threw the interception at the end, crossbody into triple coverage. That was a really bad decision. But that's the kind of thing that a young quarterback learns from. And I guarantee he doesn't make that decision again. You know what I mean? So 49ers advance to the NFC Championship. Green Bay Packers, man, another team that really exceeded expectations this year. So what are our reactions to this game?
Can I just say this fucking chat is hilarious?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah. It's going crazy right now. It really is.
This chat is amazing. First of all, best cereal.
Fiber One is your favorite cereal, bro. I'm sorry. That's
trolling, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
All right. First of all, greatest cereal of all time, in my personal opinion, is
Cinnamon Toast
Cinnamon
Crunch.
Toast Crunch.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, Jordan Love had 2 turnovers in this game. One, especially the pick that was cross-body over the middle of the field and into triple coverage, might I add.
Probably the worst decision he's made all season, honestly.
Which saying something because he made some really bad decisions early in the year.
Yeah.
Wow. Just like Jordan Love is so incredibly talented too. And I got to say that Green Bay is going to be just fine. They're one of those organizations that I'm going to trust that whoever they pick, whatever they do, whatever move they make is going to be the right move one way or another.
Yeah, they could put Pete at quarterback, and I'd be like, I see the vision. I see the vision.
He'll sit behind Jordan Love for like 3
Yeah,
years,
yeah,
and then it's
exactly.
like Pete's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. But, yeah, man, I mean, look, this Green Bay Packers team will be back. All of their receivers are in their first or second year, and super young, super cheap, all that stuff. Jordan Love's going to
Super
get
good.
paid now.
Is he getting paid this offseason?
He'll likely
Next
get
year?
an extension this offseason, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna get it back.
So I say this. We moved to San Francisco. And, you know, I did say that I thought the Packers were going to win. And I said it was because Jordan Love is just more talented than Brock Purdy, which is true. And honestly, Brock had a terrible game. Brock was not good
Up until the last drive.
up until that last drive.
He had
And
a
that
terrible-
showed and answered a lot of questions about Brock Purdy. Can he be the guy to lead you when you need him the most? And he fucking proved that he damn well could be. And I got to respect that for Brock. He answered questions in this game. How do you respond to struggles? And there were a lot of plays for Green Bay that should have put this game out of reach. I need to throw that out there. Darnell Savage dropping that pick six after what he did with Dak the week prior. Getting that pick six, it was another phenomenal play by Darnell Savage, and he just couldn't make the grab. I have nothing to say for San Francisco. You got lucky. It's just that simple. You got lucky. And sometimes it's just because it's your year. So what they need to do is go beat the brakes off the Detroit Lions and remind the league that they should fear them a little bit, the two remaining teams in the AFC. So I don't know. They squeaked out with a victory. They got lucky. Now you got to go turn that into something. So that's really all I got to say about this shit. What is Bob saying now?
Neither. Chris goes, Bob, Braun or Jordan. He goes, neither. Give me Kareem. He also said Drew Brees is a GOAT. It's fucking crazy.
This game, it was fun. Another fun playoff game. The divisional weekend really hit like crack cocaine. But in terms of the Packers, I mean, can't really be upset. Like, no one expected them to be here. And just the overall strides the entire team made all year. Like, you have to be excited for the future as a fan, especially with Jordan Love. So, obviously, like you said, expect an extension to get done as soon as it's possible, and they'll keep building this thing up. I mean, for the Niners, like you said, not really much to say. They just showed that they were the better team pretty much. McCaffrey made some plays down the stretch. And quite frankly, in a game where he did not play that good, Brock Purdy made some plays down the stretch and did what he needed to do to get out of there with a win, man. So shout out to them. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you win by. You just got to win.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to win a Super Bowl. You got to go through some adversity and win some tough ones.
Yes.
So.
You got to get lucky. You do.
Yeah, you got to.
Part of it is luck.
Yeah, for sure. The like I said, the one frustrating thing about the Packers is like I said, they should have won this game. Like they had it at so many.
Outplayed the Niners.
Yeah, they had it at so many points. They'll be back. They're going to be a big threat for a long time. Jordan Love's legit. Yeah, all that and more.
One thing, the Debo injury.
That
very concerning for San
yeah.
Fran. By the way, very concerning for San Fran. You played most of this game without Debo, and that showed.
Dude.
So that's another thing that needs to be brought up.
Fucked my parlay, bro. I had something for him, Lamar, McCaffrey, and somebody else. And they all hit. And Debo was on. He had like 24 yards by like the second quarter, first quarter.
Poor man's Carmelo Anthony.
You said that about Tatum?
Yeah, but the funniest part is bro said he's cute before you.
Yeah, so Sleazy was just
you would
like.
think he would
goes,
like.
he's cute.
He's
and
like,
then
do you like
gas
Jason
him up,
Tatum?
right?
And he was like, he's cute.
Cute. Oh, because he said, do you
Bob.
like Jason Tatum? Got it. Get it. There you go.
Fuck you.
All right.
All right, so that's the Niners-Packers, and the final game here was the first game of the weekend. Started out really good and then just got ugly, for one team at least. Ravens beat the Texans 34-10, and again, you see that score and you're like, wow, they beat the brakes off them. It was close. I tweeted from the BallGame account at halftime. I was like, Texans defense might have absorbed the Browns' powers because they were the Ravens had no answer for them, and then reminded us that they're probably the best team in football right now. Lamar doing Lamar things, and the Ravens doing Ravens things. They are scary and they are fun to watch. So what are our takeaways from this game, boys?
Again, I'll start on the losing side real quick. Shout out to Houston for a season where you had the two most important parts of your football team pretty much were rookies. And that was incredibly impressive for them to get through that first round against Cleveland, a team that a lot of people thought was going to beat them. And then obviously we have Houston win that game. Big shout out to CJ Stroud. This was a rough one, but the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, if you're going to struggle against anyone, good that it was the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to learn a lot from this season. He's going to get a lot better. Big-time playoff experience. We've already seen that he can play in the playoffs now, too. So big shout out to the Texans. That defense is super young and only getting better, might I add, as well. Love to see that. Okay, Baltimore. First half was disgusting. Might I also add, they hadn't played football in over 2 weeks. Because pretty much they sat their starters in the last game of the season, and then they had a bye week. So they hadn't played in over 2 weeks. Okay, whatever. Lamar Jackson gets into that locker room at half and says, what the fuck are we doing? These guys can't keep up with us. Now we got to turn up. And then decided in the second half, all right, I'm going to do this shit by myself. Because he's that kind of a player. And that defense is insane. Ridiculous amounts of talent at every level. Not to mention they didn't even have Marlon Humphrey in this game, too. So that Ravens team...
He playing next week?
He's probably playing next week, yes. That Ravens team is terrifying. And they probably are the most talented roster in the entire NFL at this point. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't really have many takeaways because this is what should have happened. But I will say that punt return touchdown by Steven Sims was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought at that exact moment, oh shit, the Ravens are in
this
trouble.
happen? Yeah.
The Ravens are in trouble. But then they came out, dominated, and did what they were supposed to do. So
Yeah, I mean, this is the last game of the divisional round, and a bunch of these teams were kind of in the same scenario where they were playing with house money. Texans were playing with house money, man. They weren't supposed to be here, and they ran out of gas, as we all expected. So no real shockers. Like you said, they hung in there for the first half, but I think that was more a testament of the Ravens just not playing football in a week.
Yep.
This is what the Ravens do, man. It might not always look the prettiest, but they're going to slowly bend you over and run the ball down your esophagus and hit you hard on defense and fly all over the field. That's what they do. That's how they've won games all year, and that's what they're probably going to continue to do going into next week. I mean, Lamar Jackson, to this point, that was his signature playoff performance.
Yep.
It's a game he needed to have. 2 touchdowns through the air, 2 on the ground, added another 100 yards on the ground. He was fantastic in this one. He did everything they needed of him to get the job done. So the Ravens are dominant, man.
Yep, absolutely.
And they might get Mark Andrews back, too. So here we go. Isaiah Likely's a damn good tight end, might I add.
Yeah.
But yeah, now this Ravens team is scary, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the divisional round recap. Next weekend, this Sunday, we have the NFC and AFC championship games. And we'll start with the AFC game because it's the first game.
Yo, do like a TikTok intro. Because I'm posting this shit. to
Yeah.
TikTok.
Conference championship predictions. Yeah? No?
These are
These
our
are
I
ours?
get it.
No.
You fucking do it.
All right, I'll do it. Am I looking at this camera? This one? All right. Predicting the NFL conference championships.
There we go.
And that's how the sausage gets made, kids.
All right. What's the first game, though? What's the order of the game?
Chiefs, Ravens, Sunday, 3 o'clock.
All right. So the first game at 3 o'clock on Sunday, the Chiefs versus the Ravens in Baltimore. Who do we got?
Man. We just talked a lot about how you have to pick Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. Like, you can't bet against him. But I think I have to. My preseason prediction was Ravens Super Bowl. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I just think that defense is too suffocating for... It's so hard, bro. It's so hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes, though.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with the Ravens.
My preseason prediction was also the Ravens. And I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction. Yeah, Mahomes is insane. And it's hard to bet against Mahomes and a great defense nonetheless. But last week, he played against a beat-up and destroyed Buffalo defense. This week, you go up against one of the fastest, most versatile defenses in the entire NFL. With depth at corner, a lot of talented players, arguably, not even arguably, the best linebacker duo in all of football. There it is. That's the recipe. Baltimore Ravens take this game.
Jaimo commented, the BallGame does a TikTok intro. That was good.
Y'all better not bet against Mahomes again. Well, I just did, oh Sleazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Sleazy, this is for you, my brother. I had the Ravens as my Super Bowl, making the Super Bowl when we did our playoff predictions. I'm flipping sides, man. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's arguably the greatest quarterback we've ever seen in our lifetimes.
Gasp.
As long as he's playing at this level, I'm not going to bet against him. So give me the Chiefs in a hard-fought game. Patrick Mahomes plays another perfect playoff game and gets the job done. All right. Moving on, the NFC Championship, we have the Detroit Lions traveling to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Who do we got?
I'm starting here. I've bet against the Lions 2 weeks in a row. You bet your sweet ass I'm going to do it again. Give me the 49ers.
As much as I don't want to pick the 49ers, logic says I should probably pick the 49ers. Even though Debo's going to be out in this game, that's going to be a big thing.
Is he definitely out?
Okay. Actually, let me rephrase. Even though Debo might be out for this game, and that's a big difference because Brock Purdy is just not the same when he doesn't have Debo Samuel in the lineup. But that team is just so goddamn talented, and I think the 49ers are pretty well built to, handle the Detroit Lions. I mean, that defense is weak in the secondary, and we're talking about George Kittle. We're talking about Brandon Ayuk, even if there's no Debo Samuel. And then, obviously, you have Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, which good luck matching up with him with any of those linebackers. I mean, yeah, I got to take San Fran. Even though Detroit, I will say, San Fran can be had on the ground. They can be had on the ground, and this is a great rushing attack. So keep that in mind, but I'm going to go with San Fran, and I think it might be a rout.
Do it.
Man, I really want to do it.
Do it. Do it.
I just think Jared Goff is going to come back to life a little bit playing on the road. I don't trust Jared Goff in a road game. I think the Niners are just simply the better team. I'm going to take the Niners, but whatever the spread is, I'm probably going to take the Detroit points in my parlay. I think Detroit could keep it close. Like you said, they could be had on the ground, San Fran, and Detroit's going to run the ball down your throat if it's working. So if Detroit gets off to a hot start on the ground, this shit could get ugly.
You said that exact same thing about the Texans-Ravens. I remember watching the TikTok back. You were like, "Oh, I take the spread," and they get fucking smoked.
Yeah. I didn't.
You know what else is scary though? Like for the Lions, if this does get out, if this gets out of hand in terms of San Fran puts 2 touchdowns on the board quick, that takes out your only advantage pretty much against them, which is an issue. So that's gonna be that's gonna be a little tough.
My thing with the Niners is you let the Lions let Baker Mayfield kind of dice them up.
Exactly.
And the Bucs were running the ball well, and the Bucs do not run the ball well at all. The 49ers run the ball very well, so that's going to be a really issue. Like you said, if the Niners go up by a touchdown or 2 early, and then they get to just run the ball the whole game, it's not going to be pretty.
Probably selling out to stop the run if I'm Detroit, to be honest.
It depends which Detroit,
especially with no Debo,
yeah, and it depends which Detroit defense we get. I know, like overall stats-wise, Detroit's defense isn't that good, but we've seen them time and time again this season. When they need to, like they will strap up. So
we're one of the best rush
off.
defenses in the entire league. Although it hasn't really, it didn't.
Yeah, I
show
mean that's an
Bucs
emphasis
game.
for them on both sides of the ball.
Yes,
running the football and stopping the run. It's clear as day that that's a huge emphasis for the organization. So
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's going to be a good game, though. I don't, especially if Debo's not playing. I don't think San Fran's going to blow them out, man.
Yeah.
I think Detroit's playing with too much momentum right now that I think they're going to at minimum keep it close.
That's big in the NFL, getting hot at the right time. So
what I love to see though is Detroit is keeping it in perspective still though. As hype as it is, given that they just won 2 playoff games, they know there's a bigger job than this.
Yeah.
They got to go get that bowl of soup. They got to go get that shit done.
That's what Dan Campbell is so good at. He's so good at like making you feel great about where you are while not letting you get too overconfident, too ahead of yourself.
Bro, I'll run through a
that's
fucking wall for that, man.
It's such an underrated aspect of being a coach in the NFL where like you need to moderate that.
He's the best motivator in the league.
One of the best we've ever seen. Osleezy said 35-14 San Fran, and that he's always hot at the right time if anyone was curious.
Nice.
All right, so it should be a great weekend of football once again. Sucks that football is coming to an end because there's really no time like football season, man. But with that, we're gonna dip into the offseason here a little bit. And see that team right there?
There is a reason I'm wearing this. There is.
They've got the 3rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Trying to think of a TikTok intro.
If you guys, we'll do that in a second. If you guys recall, we obviously talked about what we would do with the 1st overall pick, what we would do with the 2nd overall pick, and obviously now we're continuing that trend. We're probably going to do the top 10, I would say, and this is going to be the 3rd overall pick for the New England Patriots. And what do I want the intro to be?
Just what should the Patriots do with the 3rd pick?
Yeah. So what should the New England Patriots do with the 3rd overall pick in the draft?
No, you got to do that with more life.
More.
Walt's life
Tom,
as
you do
you
it.
as you.
I gotta do it?
Talking a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Aha. La, la, la. Okay. This one here?
That one, right.
Okay. What should the New England Patriots do with the 3rd overall pick in the draft?
Yeah.
There you go.
I do this shit. What can I say?
All right, so Chris, we had Caleb Williams at 1. We had Drake May at 2. There's a generational prospect left on this board, right? Now, do you go generational prospect at a position of need, or do you potentially trade down?
So the way our draft board is shaken up right now, those are the only 2 options.
Yes.
Because there are some good offensive linemen in this draft, and Joe Alt and
Lou Fashanu.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Fashanu. I'm not even gonna go with. How the fuck does that translate to just? Oh, you're just like shortening it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. But there's some good tackles in this draft, but I don't think tackle or offensive line in general is really one of the biggest needs for the New England Patriots right now. So I think that's off the board, especially because if they do want one of those guys, they could potentially still trade down for one of them.
Yep.
I don't think both of them are going to be top 5 picks. So I think they could potentially trade down for one of them. So to me, though, Marvin Harrison is a generational prospect. He's a can't-miss prospect. You're in the position to draft that guy. Obviously, the Patriots do need a quarterback, too. But if Drake May and Caleb Williams are off the board, like, Jaden Daniels isn't no generational prospect. Same with Michael Penix. Same with J.J. McCarthy. Same with Bo Nix. Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the greatest wide receiver prospect we've seen since Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
He probably is
Bingo.
the greatest wide
There it
receiver
is.
prospect we've seen since Calvin Johnson. So if he's on the board, it's a no-brainer for me. You draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
So I love that you said that because obviously the TikTok comments have been going nuts about us calling everyone generational and stuff. If there's any guy that we could call generational in this draft class, it is absolutely Marvin Harrison Jr. He is generational. He's the greatest wide receiver prospect we've ever seen since Calvin Johnson, as you said. And we're not the only people saying that. We got draft people, all of them, saying that he is the greatest wide receiver prospect since the Calvin Johnson. We could argue the most talented wide receiver in his prime in NFL history. So, yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you. I think you just got to take the generational talent. You got to take that guy, especially if you are going to look for a quarterback in the future within the next couple years, which is likely going to end up happening. Who better to have than arguably in a couple years the best receiver in the NFL for all we know. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's just that simple. Although they have more needs than just that, and a trade down if the opportunity comes out where it's 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, maybe you got to consider it. But
I mean, you're pretty blessed. You're in a great spot. I mean, you're guaranteed one of Caleb Williams, Drake May, or Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, it doesn't get better than that, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that. You draft whoever's there.
yes,
In our case,
I would agree,
Marvin
yeah.
Harrison's the one on the board, but you draft whichever one of those guys is.
and it also happens to be your biggest need,
Right.
Yep.
aside from quarterback, obviously. So yeah, I'm in agreement. You just take Marvin Harrison. This one's a simple one.
Yeah, I agree.
Going on is when things are going to start to get interesting.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we get to the later end of the top 10. So.
Yeah.
This offense clearly lacked explosiveness all over the field. So,
They didn't
yeah,
have
I'm taking Marvin Harrison here, too.
Agreed.
All right.
All right, we have some TikToks.
Oh, Sleazy's saying, Drake May, you are a New England
Yeah.
Patriot.
We'll
Maybe,
see,
but
man.
that's
We'll
not how
see.
our draft board.
We have
worked out,
some
brother.
TikTok segments, but
We do.
you guys were going crazy in the chat last week when we did our TikTok segments. So if you guys have any TikTok segments that we could do on the fly while we're sitting here, you guys know what we do, all those like guessing games and shit like that. So if you guys have anything for us, like we'll do it on the fly. But
Just
you
ask
wanna
us
get
any
started,
questions you
Matt,
want
or
us
you
to
want me
answer,
to
too.
do one first?
I'll do mine first.
Go for it.
Here we go. All right.
I'm gonna put my computer down so I don't see any answers in the chat.
Oh yeah, let me lock my phone.
Guess the team based on their season rankings.
Nope.
What do we want to do?
Guess the NFL team. Just
Oh, yeah,
clarify
yeah, yeah.
that it's NFL.
Base the
Whoa.
base. Whoa, damn. Guess the NFL team based on their season rankings. All right. So this team, I got 2 of these, by the way, so we'll do both.
Tua,
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Nice. So this team was 31st in points per game,
Yeesh.
30th in yards per game, 14th in opponents' points per game, and 6th in opponents' yards per game.
It's the Giants.
It is not.
Okay. It's not the Jets
guess.
because their defense is better than 14th in yards.
14th in points per game, 6th in yards per game. is the
Yes.
defense.
I still don't think it's a Jets.
I think the Jets defense was better than that. Who else was bad? The Panthers.
Nah, there's no way that
No.
their defense is that. You wouldn't do the Patriots, would you? It's the Patriots.
It is indeed the New
my
England
God.
Patriots.
Yeah, that would have been my next guess.
yeah,
It is indeed the New England Patriots. This one might be a little bit tougher. Okay, so here we
Yo,
go.
hold on. Yo, why don't you just pull the chair closer to the thing
Yeah,
so
you've
you
been
stop
leaning
fucking
hella
squeaking
hard.
and leaning, bro? That shit
not even the
squeaks
squeaking,
every
you-
time you move.
Your posture's gonna be fucked, bro.
Your posture, your
Just
back
move the
definitely
chair
hurts
closer.
right now.
So move
Move
the
the
chair
chair up.
closer.
Move the chair up or pull the table closer to you.
Well, don't move the
Well,
table
no,
because
don't
we
move
have
the
a
ta-
bunch
yeah,
of
whatever
things
you do,
plugged
don't
in there.
move the table.
Wow.
Don't move the computer either. Move the chair, not the computer, not the table,
My
bro.
God, Nick.
Okay, that's fine. Just stop. You're just
Fixing our
squeaking so
producer
much.
setup.
All right, here we go. Next one. This team is 10th in points per game, 15th in yards per game, 28th in opponents' points per game, and 24th in opponents' yards per game.
Chargers.
No.
On that wavelength, though, a bad defense with a middling offense. The Broncos defense turned it
I
up
was just
later in the
thinking
year
that.
to be that bad.
Yeah.
Um,
It's 10th in yards, 15th in points, or I have it backwards.
It's 10th in points per
10th
game,
in points,
15th
15th in
per game.
yards. Okay.
they were 10th in points per game, so they
Yes.
scored a good amount.
But they gave up.
I'm not sure if you guys are going to get this, to be honest.
So,
I'll name all 32 teams.
how about the Titans?
Nope.
No?
Apologies. 11th in points per game.
Oh, see now I know. The Brooklyn Nets.
It's not the Falcons.
I think you guys are going to be very surprised by who this is.
10th in points per game.
I'll give you a hint. You think their defense is better than it actually was.
Trying to figure out what's going on back here.
You
Should
think
I?
their defense is better than it? All right, hold on. Let's just think.
I'll give another hint if you guys.
No.
no,
Okay,
Let
okay,
us,
okay,
let us
okay,
start.
okay.
We haven't guessed yet. Let us
cook.
guess.
Let us
Yeah.
cook.
I don't want to just.
Defense
It's
is-
boring to just throw every team out
Yeah,
there and
exactly.
guess
I
until we
wanna
get it. Our
Yeah,
guesses
you need
have
to
to
have
be
logic.
strategic.
Have a decent
yeah.
guess, yeah.
So what'd you guess? Chargers and Falcons, right?
Titans.
Oh, Chargers and Titans. Yes. Okay.
How about the Colts?
That is the
I
correct
was gonna
answer.
say
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah.
That is indeed the correct
makes
answer.
sense.
I was gonna say I didn't think their defense was that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured would
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
So
All right, ready for this? We're going back in the archives. Actually, no. This is a. Hold on.
did anyone in the chat get it? That's what I'm curious of. Oh no, nobody was even guessing. Well, nice. It's a pretty dead chat tonight, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
It was
It was crazy.
Pumping earlier,
It was
yeah.
Yeah,
crazy
Bob
early
was in
last
there. Did Osweezy scare Bob away?
he
might-
probably
He
did.
might have banned him. Might have given himself like
He
power of
reported
attorney. And
Ready? We're going back in time for this one. Which camera am I looking at, Nick? All right. Redrafting the 2004 NFL Draft.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That Eli?
That's
Yes,
Eli
it
and
is.
Big Ben and P. River.
You're stupid if you don't think I'm taking Eli 101. So you better not give me the first pick.
Yeah, we'll just do. I guess we'll do 9 picks. We'll go 3 times each.
I gotta look up this draft. I don't even know if I can
look
name
up a
9
redraft
players.
so
Yeah.
they have the players like.
Smart.
You do 4 picks each.
Nah,
Three.
we don't
That's
know.
a lot?
No, it's
Okay.
2005.
I don't think
bro.
I can name 9 people.
2005 or 2004?
2004. Exactly. Even fucking yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss guys, bro.
With the first pick, this is nostalgia based. I'm going with a guy that I watched win 2 of the big ones. Give me Eli Manning, man.
100%.
I'm so happy you picked.
Still the first overall pick.
Wow. Okay. You're up.
Oh, I don't care. You could go.
Okay. I think the second pick is pretty clear. I'm probably overthinking it. Did he win?
You could
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this, buddy.
Sorry. With the second pick in the 2004 NFL redraft, give me Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if he won an MVP. He is a Super Bowl
He
champ.
never
by
won
now.
an
He didn't win an
MVP, no.
MVP, but he is a
He
Super
won
Bowl
2
champ.
Super Bowl
2 Super
championships.
Bowls. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So,
Give me Big Ben.
all right. With the 3rd overall pick, gonna take arguably one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, and that is Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's the right pick.
Who you got, buddy?
With the 4th pick, give me the guy who is on pace to be one of the greatest safeties we've seen in NFL history. Give me Sean Taylor here. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. It's one of the most unfortunate things ever.
Yeah.
Big what if.
Man, this is a tough one. All right.
It's crazy that he really was so damn young, and he was so damn
Yeah,
fucking
man.
good.
He
bro.
was so good. He hit hard.
Yeah.
Really, really fucking
Yeah, one of
hard.
the
That-
greatest hitters ever.
he has one of the most viral hits in the Pro Bowl. Fucking,
on
I forget.
Tom,
who,
right? I think
Was
it was
it?
on Tom.
He fucking laid his ass out. I don't
Yeah, I'm
remember
pretty
who
sure
it was,
it was
but
on Tom Brady.
was this the 5th pick? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With the 5th pick, give me Phillip Rivers, a guy who had a ton of talent, but just couldn't really get the right team around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Phillip Rivers.
P.
Consistent,
River
too.
and all those children, man.
P. River and all those damn kids. He's got a lot of kids.
Got a whole
He's
lot,
got a lot
of
of kids.
them. That was what, the 5th pick? You
Yep.
said?
Yeah.
All right. So with the 6th pick, I'm gonna take drafted as a tight end, but shifted to left tackle and became one of the best left tackles we've seen. That's Jason Peters. Still in the league at this
Well,
very moment.
Jason
He's-
Peters was undrafted, wasn't he?
Yeah.
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 He started games this season, I think, for
Yeah,
Seattle.
he did for
Yeah.
Seattle. Yep.
Unbelievable.
At 40 plus, I think.
Shout out Jason Peters, man.
With my next pick here, give me a guy who's made plenty of all-pro teams, one of the better edge rushers of the generation before us. Give me Jared Allen, man. Straight up beast.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. This is my last pick here, right?
Yep.
With my last pick, hang on, I'm going to do that again. With my last pick, give me one of the better interior linemen of all time. Give me Vince Wilfork, baby, from that awesome Miami Hurricanes defense.
Yeah.
The
That
big
team
man.
was fucking loaded.
This draft sucks.
Yeah.
It dies out after.
It
That's why I said 9
definitely
picks.
dies out.
There's
All right.
one guy.
There is one guy. All right. With the final pick, I'm going to take Wes Welker. What a career this man had. Became Tom Brady's go-to. Undersized. Nobody thought he'd be this damn good. Wasn't drafted. Another one. And he turned out to be a Super Bowl champ. And one of the best receivers Tom Brady threw to.
Hey, he sold the fuck out of that last Super Bowl against the Giants, though.
Yeah.
Remember that? He
Yes.
was wide open. Ball was in his hands and just
Yep.
dropped it. But Wes
Yep.
Welker was a great receiver.
All right. I have one more thing. Ready for this one? Classic.
Matt Schaub, man.
Are you changing the camera? Or are you change? Okay. I don't know. You were hovering over, so I was waiting for you to stop hovering over to be done. Which NFL quarterback would you rather have based on their playoff stats? All right. Player A is 2-3 in playoff games. He has a 58.2 completion percentage, 210.4 passing yards per game, with 5 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions. All right. Player B is 4-3 in the playoffs, with a 61.8 completion percentage, 233 yards per game, with 7 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. All interceptions are passing.
What were the touchdowns and interception on the first?
For the first guy, 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
At first, I honestly thought the first guy was Lamar Jackson.
Give me the winner. Give me player B.
The first guy is Lamar Jackson, but I'm gonna take player B.
Player A is Lamar Jackson, and player B is the goofball Jared Goff.
Wow.
Playoff riser.
Respect to the goofball.
I was going to
man.
include 0 Super Bowl appearances to 1 Super Bowl appearance, but I wanted to give Lamar a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't include rushing and stuff like that too.
Oh,
so
no, it's totally misleading.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That's the point.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's
almost
the
like
best
that's
point.
the idea.
You know, it's so funny because like I love how the TikTok section, like comment section, always gets so tight, and they're like, you don't provide all the stats. That's the fucking point.
Yeah.
It's literally the
Based
point.
on the stats I provide.
It's to piss you off and get views, and you give it to us.
Thanks,
so
guys.
thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Keep yelling at us.
Keep shitting on us in the TikTok comment section. We absolutely love it. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
responding to some of them. It's phenomenal, honestly.
That's everything we got, right?
I believe it is. Right? Cool? Yeah? Awesome. All right. Well,
Wait, no, I want to do one more TikTok. I thought you were going to come up with one of the
I
fantasy
can
ones,
still do
too.
the fantasy one.
Come up with do one more, yeah. One more TikTok, and then we'll call it.
One more TikTok, kids.
All right, here we go.
I just can't find these fantasy rankings.
I'm just gonna go through sleeper.
Yeah, that's what I usually
I'm going to do
Just copy
tight
it.
end,
Keep forgetting.
both wide receivers, running back and quarterback. Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Make sure it's PPR.
Okay.
How's your day, Nick?
I was gonna start commenting.
Why was your day bad?
Why, Nick?
Talk about it, man. That's what we're here for.
Should I put the mic on?
Yeah.
for it.
Of course.
Check 1, 2. All right, listen, guys. While we're in a quick intermission, I wish I could put the camera on myself. I was supposed to have an X-ray that determines if I have surgery or not. So I woke up and I knocked on my sister's door. I said, "Yo, you ready to take me?" She said, "Nah, it's too early." I said, "You made the appointment."
I was gonna say it's almost like you had an appointment or something.
She said, "Nah." So I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna take your car." She's like, "No, you're not." So, nonetheless, I ended up having to take the bus.
To the doctor?
I was late. I get there. They told me I'm in the wrong spot. Go across the street. Went across the street. I get there. They're like, "Boom, you missed your appointment. 2-hour wait." I'm like, "Nah." They're like, "Yeah."
They're like, yeah.
Are we done? We got the ticket.
Did you end up, like,
getting the X-ray? Yeah. It just
did
took
you
me-
have to wait 2 hours?
Yep.
Oh, my God. That's
Yeesh.
horrific.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Producer
with
Mike-
that, guess this team based on their fantasy football rankings.
W
Oh, fuck.
transition.
Shit.
Oh, you suck.
Guess the team. Guess the NFL team based on their fantasy football finishes. All right. So we have QB5, RB37, wide receiver 36, wide receiver 68, and tight end 31.
QB5 throwing to a bunch of bums. QB5.
It's the Packers.
It is
It is
indeed
Packers,
the
right?
Packers.
Give me that, man. Come on.
It is indeed the
I
Green
didn't
Bay
think
I
Packers.
know
Aaron
my
Jones was that
shit.
low, but he missed a lot of time.
Come on, man.
Watson and Romeo Dobbs. And
Yeah,
Luke
I'm not going to
Musgrave
lie.
starting tight
We're
end.
going to have to do one more because that was too fast for a TikTok. So
Okay.
find another team.
Nick, how was yesterday? No. but-
Yeah.
Dinwiddie. Yo, you guys see the
That'd
Dinwiddie
literally
shit,
be
bro?
like a 10-second TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Dinwiddie, yeah. It's
Dinwiddie's
pretty
like beefing with fans because he
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, basketball pod. Whenever we do the next basketball pod, shit's going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA Drama Association was hitting like crack today.
Yeah.
Yeah, today was nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put in work today.
Yeah.
Today was nuts.
Script writers wearing their bags, their duffels, their go yards.
Yeah, we got Jericho Sims guarding Spencer Dinwiddie right now. It's pretty cool. I mean, he got switched, but still.
Spencer Dinwiddie might get traded too, from everything I heard. And then obviously Royce and Dorian and all that stuff. But let's see. Who was the tight end of this team?
Well, that's helpful.
Producer Mike is back on. A question just hit me. Who do we think is a better freestyle? Pete or Sleazy?
Who has a better freestyle?
Who do
Yo.
you think is the better freestyler?
You
Yo, I just
Pete has
never
a
heard
song.
Pete's song.
Pete has a
Pete
song,
was
bro.
I've heard Pete's song.
Have you?
Yeah.
His name in my phone.
The first thing when I was like showing Nick, like, oh, this is our friend Pete, I was like, well, you have to hear his song. So I showed him the song. In other news, okay. So Gallo texts me and Ortiz last night, like, yo, you guys getting on tonight in our little group chat? I was like, yeah, I'll get on tonight after work, whatever. He's like, yo, I want to play some 2K. I was like, bet, like, we haven't played 2K in a minute. Let's fucking run some 2K up. Ortiz isn't answering, but I was like, yo, should I ask Sleazy to play with us and maybe we hit the rec ski? He was like, yeah, ask him. So I asked Sleazy. He's like, I'm valid. Like, yeah, let's run tonight. I'm like, sick. Ortiz says he's playing poker. He can't come play 2K. So I was like, bet, like, we could still run threes or we could go into the rec with the three of us and get two randoms, right? Okay. So time goes by. It's a little bit later now, but we're ready to get on. We get on. We're having a good time. We go into the rec center. And last time I played with Sleazy, he left because I was ball hogging. I'll admit it. I thought I was fucking Kobe. I was ball hogging. This game, Gallo's on a new build. I haven't played 2K in weeks. Gallo hasn't played in weeks. Sleazy's on a new build. Bro pulls up to the rec center, bro, with an exact replica of Jason Tatum. That's the first thing. Wearing the jersey and everything, the tattoos and everything, an exact replica. So that was fucking hilarious. But we go into the rec and we play a good game. You know, I scored a few points. I had a few assists. Sleazy scored a few points, had like 5 steals. Gallo kind of played like shit, but he did his job. Like, he played like Gallo. He had a few dunks. He hit one open three. Like, Gallo, and we won, like, convincingly. We had a good game. And Sleazy just fucking leaves. He says, like, yo, I don't even know what he said. Something about, like, I'll be back, though. I heard him say, I'll be back. And he just leaves.
Famous
And
last words.
like, me and Gallo are sitting there in silence. And I'm like, yo, did he just leave? He's like, yeah. I was like, do you know where he went? Like, I wasn't really listening. He's like, I have no idea. I'm like, all right, like, I guess it's time to get off. He's like, bro, like, we just got on. Like, we just won. Like, I want to keep playing. I'm like, honestly, you're right. Like, I want to keep playing too. That was fun. I was like, let me text Sleazy and give it a few minutes. I text him, you know, like, are you off or are you coming back? But then I'm waiting for him to answer, and I'm on 2K. So I follow him to his new rec lobby. I'm like, well, Gallo, he's in a new rec lobby, but he's just standing there. Like, let's just wait. Like, you know, maybe he went into the other party with his boys to say what up. And, bro, I watch him walk into the fucking locker room and disappear into the abyss. And he answered my text and said, nah, I'm just off for tonight.
Oh,
Fuck
my
you,
God.
Sleazy.
Yo,
Fuck you.
what the fuck, Sleazy? That's foul as fuck, man.
I don't even know what to say. It was crazy. It was-
Then I
Crazy.
was going to join another party, and I ended up playing with them. I really did plan on getting off. Yeah, you're a snake.
Fucking
You should have been honest with them then.
Cap.
yeah.
cap.
Nah, it was
crazy.
better off anyway. I needed to go to sleep, but I thought that was funny.
You are
all right.
no
anyways.
longer a mod.
All right, we're ready for this.
Not that
Yeah.
you are, you know, but
All right. This team, QB 14, RB 29, wide receiver 35, wide receiver 50, tight end 40.
bro,
So the QB 15 with a whole lot of mid.
14.
14.
QB 14 with a whole lot of mid.
No.
You're going to get this first try. Someone will. I already know it.
I want to play. Can you read
14, 29 for running back, 35 and 50 for receivers, 40 for tight end.
Oh, Wings would slap right now. Wings would slap right now. Anyway.
QB 14. With a whole lot of mid surrounding him.
Is it the Commanders?
No.
No.
Sam Howell
was
finished
higher
like
than
QB
that.
6.
Respect Sam Howell, Thomas.
Howell
Goddamn.
finished like QB 6. McLaurin was
Respect my boy.
All right, I get it. It's not the
25.
Commanders. We'll move on.
What if it's a team that like their quarterback got hurt and they like did good for half the season and that's why they're halfway?
Do you?
Definitely did. I studied the QB rankings last night.
You didn't do a very good job.
You're terrible. You clearly can't study.
Taking a fucking region tomorrow. You were studying fantasy quarterback rankings.
Studying the wrong thing, my boy.
Is it the Broncos?
It is indeed the Denver
Oh,
Broncos.
was the
Yeah, let's
I
go.
thought Sutton would have been higher than that because the guy just
That's
caught
what
fucking
threw me off a
25
little
touchdowns.
bit too, but it was the only guess I had.
He
so I
also
had to throw
didn't
him out.
play the last 2 games of the year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
Word.
All right, that's
was
that.
injured, so.
And
All
that's
that
ball
stuff.
game.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that stuff. We're getting close to 1,000. Help us do that. We just had a good week, a bunch of subscribers. Continue to help us out. All of our socials are getting up there. Keep following us. So much big stuff in the future. Again, really appreciate you guys for everything, all the support you guys are showing and all that stuff. So, again, with that,
Ball
Ball
game.
game.
Game.